So you think buying your first home is as easy as getting pre-approved, finding a house, making an offer, closing, and moving in, right? Think again. And hey, this video is for everyone, not just first-time home buyers. Stick with us. We'll walk you through the complete timeline of buying a home, whether it's your first or your 21st, including the hidden traps relocation buyers don't see coming in Prescott. Let's make sure you win from day one. Let's go. Hey everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jessica.
Let's talk about buying when you're relocating. Every minute in the timeline costs you money. One delay, one unseen local wrinkle, and you could lose your dream home. Pay too much, or worse, move into a house that doesn't fit your life and that would make you crazy.
Let's start with step one, and that's pre-approval and budget. And sometimes that stuff is treated as a formality. You pick a lender, you get approved, and you're off. But here's where many relocation buyers stumble. You're budgeting your new home in Prescott without factoring in moving cost, storage, double utilities, or adjustments to the cost of being at a higher elevation. This would specifically be heating your home in the winter. And while we do have mild winters, we want you to be prepared. Out-of-state buyers may not realize insurance, property tax, and HOA costs differ, although out-of-towners tell us everything is less here. Credit approval gets trickier when you've just changed jobs or moved states. Underwriters notice relocation risk. In the Prescott area market, you want to lock in a pre-approval before you hit the ground. That gives you strength when you see a home you love and want to make an offer, allowing you to move fast. Whether you're financing or paying cash, the key is preparation. The smoothest transactions happen when your funds, paperwork, and expectations are lined up before you write the offer, not after you're under contract.
I'm sure everyone has heard the phrase, cash is king, but unfortunately, cash doesn't always mean smooth sailing. Let's talk about something that trips up more buyers than you'd think, and that's how you're actually funding your purchase. Most people think, well, I'm paying cash, so I'm good. No lender, no problem. But here's the truth. Cash deals fall apart all the time, not because the buyer doesn't have the money, but because the money isn't ready when it needs to be. If your funds are sitting in a brokerage account or even a CD, it can take several business days, sometimes weeks, to liquidate and transfer. And Arizona escrow timelines don't wait for anyone. Let's say you write a strong cash offer with a 10-day close because you want to beat competing buyers. Sounds great on paper, right? But if your funds are in a CD that doesn't mature for another 30 days or in multiple accounts that require verification or wiring, your closing will stall and the seller could cancel the deal entirely. Even wire transfers from large institutions like Merrill Lynch or Fidelity can take 3 to 5 business days to post, especially if it's a new account or if your bank flags the amount for fraud review.
Another hidden issue, proof of funds. The Arizona purchase contract states on line 19, if this is an all-cash sale, a letter of credit or a source of funds from a financial institute documenting the availability of funds to close escrow is attached. What this means is when you submit your offer, your proof of funds document has to accompany the offer, showing that you have the liquid assets to close the deal. A vague statement like, I'll be transferring the money soon, isn't going to cut it. Here's the best way to protect yourself. Consolidate your funds early, move money into a single liquid account before you make an offer, avoid last-minute wire chaos, know your bank's transfer limit and daily cutoff times, tell your agent the truth. If funds are tied up in a sale, trust, or investment account, plan your closing date around that. Confirm with your title company. Wires need to be initiated by you, not your agent, and should be verified to prevent fraud. Cash gives you power, but only if it's accessible, verifiable, and ready to move when the contract says it needs to.
Step 2 is next. After you've got all your money figured out, it's finding the right home. Sounds fun, right? But for relocation buyers in the Prescott area, you've got extra filters. For example, elevation and lot slope. If you're in the higher hills, winter access or drainage issues may matter, and we've got some serious treed areas with over 1 million acres of national forest. Neighborhood versus commute. Prescott Valley, Williamson Valley, Chino Valley, downtown Prescott all behave differently. Future value. Some lots near commercial zones or manufactured homes may hold value differently. Remote buyers need to rely on home tours, neighborhood tours, drone shots, and clear disclosures. The wrong neighborhood can hit you with higher costs, longer commutes, or resale difficulty. We always tell our relocation clients to think 5 or 10 years ahead. Where will you be? What do you think you'll need? That's what separates the smart buyers from the stressed out ones.
The third step is making the offer. Okay, so you find the one and you make an offer. But in a relocation context, this step is more delicate. If you wait too long, someone local swoops in. They know the market. Contingencies matter. Inspections, the appraisal, financing, all need proper timing. Some buyers might be tempted to waive contingencies to win a deal, but that can backfire. In the Prescott area market, speed and clarity matter. Make sure your offer is prepared, your deposit is ready, and you've previewed the contract early. That gives you credibility, especially if you're making an offer from out of state. But let's sidetrack for a minute. During COVID, people were making sight unseen offers on homes in areas they had never seen in person. Then it came to a head, and sellers no longer wanted to look at those offers, just too much liability. So this scenario really doesn't happen anymore.
Step number 4 is inspection and due diligence. Once you're under contract, here's where the local stuff kicks in. In the Prescott area, some homes have septic systems, older HVAC systems, hillside water drainage, and old roofs, and these can all appear in inspection reports. Out-of-town buyers often skip a walkthrough, a big mistake. Hire a local inspector you trust. You'll get the inspection report, don't ignore it, and if the inspector calls for further investigation on certain items, this is your chance to discover further problems, and then you can either negotiate repairs or adjust your value accordingly. We once had a relocation buyer decline an HVAC evaluation, even after both we and the inspector recommended it. A couple years later, loose wiring caused a small attic fire and they ended up filing an insurance claim. Situations like this are a reminder that due diligence isn't optional, it's protection.
Step number 5 is appraisal and underwriting. Your offer is accepted, but now comes underwriting and appraisal. For out-of-state buyers, this is a big hang-up. Appraisers use local comparable sales. They may not value your unique lot, the view, or upgrades. Underwriters look at job stability, relocation risk, and debt ratios. In Prescott, there are homes perched on hills, unique lots with stunning views, and homes with high-end upgrades. These don't always fit neatly into the comps. Work with an agent ahead of time so they equip your lender with those details.
Step number 6 is closing and move-in logistics. Yay, it's closing day. You might be moving from another state, so here's what to manage. Have utilities turned on in advance, even a day or two before closing, and check back with the utility companies to make sure that they actually scheduled the transfer. Have home insurance effective from day one, especially important in fire risk zones. And if you're moving to the Pine Tree area of Prescott, make sure your moving truck can access. Some of the roads in these areas may require four-wheel drive or special timing. Post-closing costs, landscaping, window coverings, or functional upgrades, it's best to budget ahead. This phase often catches relocation buyers off guard, not the purchase price, but the costs associated around moving in. So it's best to be ready.
And finally, step 7, ownership and resale readiness. You're in the home, that's the goal. But here's the practicality part. The best buyers are already thinking about what happens in 5 or 10 years. So here are some tips. Maintain your home, roof, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, or lot drainage. Prescott's climate and terrain can add wear. Keep good records, invoices, upgrades, and maintenance records. When you move or sell, this builds value and transparency for your buyer. Know your timeline. If you're thinking 5 years from now, we relocate again, plan for that. It will influence what you buy today. We tell our buyers a home isn't just where you live, it's an asset. Treat it accordingly.
If you're thinking about buying your first home or your 10th home in the Prescott area or relocating from another state, don't go in blind. We've helped dozens of buyers navigate this entire timeline from pre-approval through inspection, closing, and beyond. Call or text us. You can find our contact information in the description box below. Let's make sure your buying process isn't just stress-free. Let's make sure it's strategic, well-timed, and designed to protect your investment. As always, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to learn more about the Prescott area and to help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.